So our first loop is the do while loop. And you know any loop allows you to iterate through a program or a segment or a block of code more than one time. So that's what we're here to learn. So the first thing we're going to learn is what's called the do while loop. So the syntax is do, then you can do whatever you want, and then you close the curly brackets, and then while this condition is true, so I'm just going to do while num is less than or equal to 0. I'm going to just do a program. It's any condition goes there. So remember, while the condition is true, the loop continues. So you need to always work towards ending your loop. So you have to always work towards making that condition false. That's what you're always trying to do. So the first thing, we need a num, because I'm just going to do like an error check for enter a positive number. How's that? So I'm just going to say, I'm going to repeat system. So anything inside this curly bracket, it's what's going to be repeated. Out here, this stuff doesn't. Inside these curly brackets is what gets repeated. So input a positive number. So now we need to input a positive number. So yeah, in dot next int. All right. So it's going to keep going until they do a positive number. Now, I'm doing this on purpose. There is a mistake in this program. I'm doing this on purpose because I want to show you what scope means. So I declared this variable inside this do while loop. But when I compile it, it says it can't find this. Okay? It's saying that I didn't declare it. Now, technically, this num right here is outside of the curly brackets. When it's outside of the curly brackets, it's not actually inside the loop. It is the condition, but it's not inside the loop. It's outside. So since I declared this inside the loop, it doesn't recognize it outside the loop. So what I have to do is before, just make it whatever, I have to declare it above. So now that I've declared it up here, it works for the entire program. So now it recognizes it, and now it's fine. So that's the idea of scope. You don't have those yet. So enter input a positive integer. So you should test. So if I put -8 in, 0. Oh, look. 0 isn't positive. This is a problem with my code. So this is a logic error. A logic error is when things turn out that shouldn't. So if I pick 3, it's done. The program's over. You can tell because this little red thing isn't stopped. Okay, so just be careful. I want to enter a positive number. 0 is not positive, so I got to get rid of that equal to. So now that should work. So just be careful when you're going to be pseudocoding things and trying to just decide what to happen. One of the most important things you can get out of this is that the loop continues while the condition is true. And it's important you think about that when you're creating code. A lot of people like to think, oh, when's it going to end? Okay, that's great. But you don't want to think like that because that's not what the condition is. Okay, you want to think what the while condition is true, the loop will continue. So just be careful of that. Okay, so then after that you can do something. I could use whatever input they put in and and do some math, and then I could output it. What you do with it is up to you. So remember, that is the constant pi, 3.1415926, etc. Okay, and then I could output it, but I don't have to bore you with outputting. But so all of this gets repeated. This line right here will not, because it's outside the loop. Right, have a good day.